From his age finally catching up with him, to his dream team showing no signs of improving the roster. Here's why LeBron James should leave the Lakers. For starters, he's nearly 40, and while you could never guess his age from the way he moves in that court, fact is, age is starting to catch up with him. Check out the last few seasons, for instance. Injuries have been mounting up like crazy for LeBron, and I don't need to remind you that he almost never got injured earlier in his career. It's just that we're facing a bitter old truth. Time stops for no one, not even the king. This is someone who spends over $1 million on his fitness per year and takes more care of his body than any other player in the NBA. His numbers still haven't taken a hit, and no one else has ever managed what Bron did in their 20th seasons.
Like a train, well, in the fourth quarter you had another play. Ja Morant this time was going full speed. You took that charge. Can you walk down that play as well?
Just trying to do whatever it takes.
But after the end of the 2022-23 campaign, both parties, the Lakers and LeBron, need to sit down and have a discussion. The problem isn't over his quality. LeBron will be an important player even if he plays for another 5 years. But injuries are a big concern. Since making the switch from Cleveland to Los Angeles, James has played more than 56 games in only one season. That's truly absurd, because up until that point of his career, he hadn't played less than 62 in his entire career. To the Lakers, that's a concern. They can't compete for the biggest prizes with two of their players being injury-prone, because Anthony Davis will never be a reliable option, and it's a problem for James too. That's because at nearly 40 years of age, he's still the best player on that roster, and that's not good enough for both parties. LeBron wants to win another ring, and as it stands, he ain't winning it in LA. In my opinion, the Lakers reached their peak form under LeBron during the 2022-23 season, and as good as they were, destroying a very talented Grizzlies side and the defending champs in the playoffs, they got humbled by Nikola Jokic's Nuggets. Problem is, the Lakers haven't added enough to their roster, and every other team in the West is improving day by day. They keep on bringing in more talent. Look at the Suns. They replaced their 38-year-old Chris Paul with a younger and more dynamic all-star Bradley Beal, and other teams are making some serious moves too. The Lakers, so far at least, have been quiet and are focusing on running it back with the same squad. Anyone with a brain will tell you that this is not a good idea, because this roster will only get you to the playoffs. It won't get you out of the West. Simply put, the Lakers need investment around LeBron, but they don't have the resources to build around the king, and that's why Bron leaving is in the best interests of both parties. I mean, come on, he hasn't had any help throughout his career. He should not be involved in a carry job in the last couple of seasons of his career too.
You know, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
LeBron, have you had any communication with the league beyond just speaking to the refs tonight?
A move to Dallas or some other franchise could be the ideal solution here. You see, if LeBron moves to Dallas, he'll be the second best, or probably the third best star on that roster. Luka Doncic is easily a top 3 player in the league, and an in-form Kyrie Irving isn't second to many other point guards. So, for a 38-year-old LeBron, this is the kind of supporting cast he needs, and the kind that he deserves too. Similarly, another return to Cleveland could be the way to go, because that Cavaliers side is immensely talented, and if LeBron really wants a 5th ring before retiring, then he should fill the power forward hole in that Cavs roster. They've got considerable young quality throughout the team, and with the addition of Donovan Mitchell, the Cavs were very impressive in the regular season in 2023. LeBron James would be the project finishing trade for a team like Cleveland, and the icing on the cake. He'll help bring the mentality needed for the Cavs to challenge, because all that roster needs is a bit of experience, and someone to guide them into the right direction. Who better to do it than LeBron, considering he was making the NBA Finals for fun throughout the 2010s? Either of these two options could be perfect for LeBron, because it'll also give the Lakers enough to start their rebuild, and James the chance to challenge for a 5th ring in the last couple of seasons of his career. The only thing more important than a ring is LeBron's desire to play with his son, Bronny. Staying in Los Angeles means that LeBron won't be able to do that either, because neither do the Lakers have a first-round pick for the 2024 draft, nor can they trade for one because they've got little to no resources left. So if LeBron wants to play with his son, it won't be possible for him to do that in Los Angeles. In fact, check out his Insta story that he posted in late June 2023, where someone had projected Bronny to be a 17th pick in the 2024 draft. LeBron shared the post on his story, hinting that a move to Atlanta Hawks could be on the cards, because they have the 17th overall pick for the 2024 NBA draft. Can you imagine how cool that'd be? Trae Young, for one, loves the idea, as he immediately commented on the post. This brawny aspect is an important one to consider when talking about LeBron's future. He'll 100% consider a move to any franchise that drafts brawny, because he really wants that to happen. Yes, I'm sure he'll swallow the bitter pill of moving to even Minnesota, should they get their hands on brawny, but he'll want to check that off his bucket list one way or another. All I know is, the Lakers won't be getting brawny, and even if Rob Pelinka, their GM, can pull it off, it'd be a stupid idea. The Lakers don't have the luxury to carry out such moves, especially for a LeBron James into his 40s. At the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if the Lakers front office is happy to see the back of the king. To be fair to them, LeBron's been something of a nightmare for the Lakers, even though he's delivered the record-tying 17th championship in 2020. Without LeBron, the Lakers don't even make the playoffs, but he can't call the shots in terms of recruitment, despite his heavy influence on the front office. This should have been clear after what he did in Cleveland in 2018, but the Lakers gave him another chance, and he wasted that on Russell Westbrook. I don't need to go into detail about what happened there, right? All you need to know is LeBron pushed for that deal to happen, and we all know how that turned out. Similarly, LeBron doesn't hold back. He's been hinting at leaving the franchise or retirement, and that kind of uncertainty must be frustrating for the front office. He was unhappy with the Lakers' unwillingness to spend on improving the roster and implied that he won't stick around for long if the Lakers remain this unambitious. The problem is, the Lakers can't afford to go all out because that's a short-term strategy, and it's better to wait LeBron out and then invest in a rebuild. With the two parties not being on the same page, it makes sense for LeBron to leave the Lakers because he'll get to play for a more ambitious team before he retires. Apart from Miami Heat in the early 10s, Bron's never played on a great team. He's always had to defy the odds, twice in Cleveland and now in Los Angeles. Thing is, a player like LeBron doesn't need an awful amount of support to contend. Bare minimum would do too. But he doesn't even get that. Look at how impressive Austin Reeves was during the 2022-23 season. Now there are rumors that the Lakers won't be able to afford him. And this is the kind of move that sickens players like Bron, because he's always been a winner in his career, and he'll want to leave the NBA on a similar note too. I'd love to see him play with one of the talented younger teams, be it the Houston Rockets or Oklahoma City, because those youngsters will get to learn so much from LeBron, and together they could contend for a title too. There's no doubt that Los Angeles is the ideal place for players in their late 30s. But LeBron isn't motivated by a luxurious mansion or a peaceful life. He's always been motivated by his hunger to win championships. If that fire is still burning, then LeBron will consider moving elsewhere because he isn't winning anything with the Lakers, and it's pointless sticking around in a franchise with no future prospects in the short term or in the long term.
I think it was special in the fact that having a first-year coach and a first-year coaching staff to be able to take them to the Western Conference Finals. I think that's dope for Coach Ham and his coaching staff going forward.
So from getting the chance to play for a more ambitious franchise to his age finally catching up to him, that is exactly why LeBron James should leave the Lakers.